Hello, this is Algebra, topic 7-2, more on solving quadratic equations by factoring. So, just a review of the last lesson, we're going to go ahead and work. We need to move everything to one side, and we prefer to keep the s squared term positive. So I'm going to subtract 18s and add 81 to both sides. Gives me s squared minus 18s plus 81 equals 0. And now I need to factor. So I'm going to use the box method. We have s squared and 81, a sum of negative 18, a product of 81. To go ahead and break this down, 81, we need to get 18. Well, I know that negative 9 and negative 9 will give me negative 18. So negative 9s, negative 9s. And so we get that this is s and s, minus 9 and minus 9. S minus 9, s minus 9 equals 0. Well, these are both the same, so I just set s minus 9 equal to 0. If I add 9 to both sides, I get that s equals 9. And there's only one solution to this equation. So if I'm going to solve this quadratic equation, I have just one solution. Okay? Let's take a look at number 2. Again, I need to move everything to one side, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides, and I get that 16x squared minus 25 equals 0. Well, this happens to be difference of squares. This would be 4x, this would be 5. So it's 4x plus 5. 4x minus 5 equals 0. 4x plus 5 equals 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. If I subtract 5, 4x equals 5, x equals negative 5, negative 5 fourths. Over here, I add 5, 4x equals 5, x equals a positive 5 fourths. And here we have two solutions. Negative 5 fourths and positive 5 fourths. Moving on to number 3. You move everything to one side. I want the b squared term to be positive. So I'm going to subtract 2b and subtract 3. That's going to give me 8b squared minus 2b plus 3 equals 0. Box method, 8b squared, 3, sum of 8 times 3 is 24b. The sum is our middle term, so negative 2b. Our product is 24b squared, 8 times 3. Now I need to know what multiplies. Now this is not plus 3, this is minus 3. What multiplies to negative 24 and adds to negative 2? Well, I know 8 and 3, but that doesn't get us. So 4 and 6. And if it's a negative 6 and a positive 4, that's negative 2. So negative 6b and 4b. Well, I can either do 8 and 1 or 2 and 4. If I do 2 and 4, though, I'm still not sure where I need to go. So to get 3, I know that is going to be 3 and 1. And I know I can use 3 to get negative 6. So this means this has to be the 2b and the 4b. And so we have 4b minus 3 equals 0. Add 3. 4b equals 3. b equals 3 fourths. And 2b plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1, 2b equals negative 1, b equals negative 1/2. Again, I have two answers. Moving on to number 4. Here we already have this equals 0. I look at factoring and, well, I can't, this is a binomial, so let's see if I can factor anything. I can divide everything by 4. So I can divide everything by 8x. And when I do that, 24 divided by 8 is 3, so I get 3x. So I get 8x times 3x minus 1 equals 0. And so 8x equals 0, and 3x minus 1 equals 0. Well, this is real simple. X must equal 0. Over here we add 1. 3x equals 1. X equals 1/3. And so those are our two answers for number 4. So this is just a matter of first you factor, then you set both sides equal to 0 and solve. So far everything here has been a review, seeing some interesting examples, but just review nonetheless. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. We'll make sure everything's on the same side, and I want my n squared term to be positive. I'm going to add 2n squared and subtract 6n. That will give me 2n squared minus 6n minus 2 equals 0. Okay. But before I even do the box, I notice that I can divide everything here by 2. So that gives me n squared minus 3n minus 1 equals 0. This is not 2, this is 20, which means this is 10. Okay. So we want to multiply to negative 10n squared, add to negative 3. Well, it would be 5 and 2 with the 5 being negative. So negative 5n and 2n. Well, the only way to get 1 is 1 and 1. And since I put the negative 5 there, I need the negative 1 there. So that means this has to be 2n and 5n. 2n times 1 gives me 2n. 5n times negative 1 gives me negative 5n. And so this is 2 times 2n minus 1 times 5n plus 1. Well, I can't set 2 equal to 0, so I just do this. 2n minus 1 equals 0, and 5n plus 1 equals 0. Add 1, 2n equals 1, n equals 1/2. Subtract 1, 5n equals negative 1, n equals negative 1/5. And there we have it. Moving on to number 6. Looking at this, I can see that I can divide everything here by 3. That gives me 4r squared minus 1. Well, I can factor that to 2r minus 1, 2r plus 1. So 2r minus 1 equals 0. 2r plus 1 equals 0. Add 1. 2r equals 1. R equals 1 half. Subtract 1. 2r equals negative 1. R equals negative 1 half. So far, our first 6 examples, the only thing that's new from yesterday is that sometimes we have to simplify our expressions before we either use difference of squares or box method. Number 7, however, is a little bit different. Number 7 says the area of a rectangular room is given by this equation where L is the length. We want to find that length. Well, I need to go ahead and put this into the box. 2L squared, 2L squared minus 5L equals 12. If we subtract 12 from both sides, we get 2L squared minus 5L minus 12 equals 0. So it would be negative 12. Our sum of negative 5L and our product of negative 24L squared. So we take 24, which I know is 8 and 3. If I make that a negative 8, that's negative 8L and 3L. So it means this is 2L and L, negative 4 and 3. So we have L minus 4 equals 0, and 2L plus 3 equals 0. If we add 4, we get that L can equal 4. Over here we subtract 3, we'll get that 2L equals negative 3 divided by 2, L equals negative 3 halves. So these are our 2 answer choices. However, we're talking about the length of a room, and length cannot be negative. So that's not an answer, which means that L must equal 4. So that's the notes to the lesson. I'll work through them fairly quickly. It's just first you have to factor using either the box method or difference of squares. Sometimes you have to simplify first. Set each end to 0 and solve for 0. Good luck on your assignment. Have a good day.